It's the worst. Cardi get killed. Hey, DMT Boston. Hey, everybody, as you guys come into the scope. I want to welcome you guys. Seems to look like there's a bunch of new people. Ozzy Motivates. Good to see you, Ozzy Motivates. Chastity J. Good morning, good morning. Janice M. Is it Janice Mutual Funds? I'm kidding. Dr. Mr. Sir Guy. I love that. Oh, that's awesome. Good to catch you here. Thank you, Ozzy Motivate. Good to see you. Good morning, Chastity J. I was thinking of, for some reason when I said Chastity J, I started thinking of Juicy J. And 3-6 Mafia. I have no idea why. I like alliteration, stuff like that. So sorry. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Danielle. Loving my hair. Good to see you. Man with a plan. No, Janice Sunshine. I don't know. I saw Janice Mutual Funds. I remember Janice Mutual Funds. I'm in the financial area. Born to Spa. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, because of the J, Chastity J, but that's just me, so don't worry about it. Hey, boo, how's it going? Morning, what's going on, VIP? Good to see you, man. VIP Nation. You do. Bertrand McHenry. Good to see you finally live, man. Deadbeat Docs, I haven't seen you in a minute. Happy New Year, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Good to see you, Bertrand. Always a pleasure, my friend. Good to see you on Twitter. Thanks for sharing my stuff. I try to share your stuff as well. It's always a pleasure to see you guys. I literally am going to make this a quick scope, but I just want to talk about something real quickly. Hey, Seth Goldstein. Thanks for coming in here, Seth. We're going to connect soon. Ask Anthony. Good to see you. Carla Bissong is here. She is awesome. She runs a gallery in the Houston, Texas area. It's an upscale, high-class gallery, art gallery. So go check it out. They have private events, but they also have, you can commission work. It's phenomenal. I'm learning a lot about the art industry right now as we work together. Hey, Amazing Bazin. Good to see you, Amazing Bazin. Check out Cynthia Bazin. She's prolific on Periscope, just killing it. Just doing a lot of amazing things. So yeah, check her out. She's a smart chick. Seth Goldstein, he's a social media guy based right outside Philly. Again, like I mentioned yesterday, I met him last year, at the AWeber conference, and I'm an AWeber customer and a fan. I don't know for how much longer, but, that's another situation. So, guys, hey, Latina Bug, good to see you, Adriana. Did you get the copy of the book? Adriana, Latina Bug in New Jersey. She runs a pest extermination outfit out in New Jersey, killing it. Prosperous 2016, I believe it. Sendy.co, dude, way back. Oh, it is? Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Thank you so much, Seth. He's a media marketing guy. So we'll definitely talk. So when Seth says something, I listen. Tara Tate the Great, I interviewed Tara Tate several months ago. She's doing a lot of amazing things. She literally has overcome 2 past traumatic brain injuries to flourishing. I mean, she's an adventure sports director at of media, social media at Arbor Sports. So check her stuff out. Let's go to my first chapter today. Oh, awesome. I'm going to try and catch that, Adriana. That's awesome, from our office. That's awesome. I saw a Jets fan slide in here. Jets fan is an amazing dude. Okay, I'm gonna tell a little story, Jets fan. Hope you don't mind. It's not that bad. But I met Jets fan before I go into my message. I met Jets fan, and the reason I'm telling the story is because you inspired me. So I met Jets fan on a Play for Stuff, and Keith Maurice used to do these games on Periscope. Amazing guy, 18-year-old guy based in Florida. He's killing it in life. And, he had an idea about wanting to be a pilot. And I just, I literally saw it. So I said it to him. I told him, look, you're going to be a pilot. This is, you got to figure out the steps, but you can get there. And so, long story short, earlier this week, he wrote something for one of his classes about that conversation that we had. And that was months ago. And I almost didn't really remember it intently. But what happened is when I got that, the reason I'm telling you this publicly is because when I got that tweet, it made me really emotional. I shared that with Lo, and it made me really emotional because I'm reading and I'm like, I just said some words, but I didn't realize the impact that it had. But it reminds me that our words have tremendous amounts of power. The words we use to ourselves, the words we use to others can change our life. They can change the lives of somebody else. They can give somebody, the impetus or the reason to try and work towards something that's worthy for them. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Paul. Good to see you. Good to see that. I'm glad to see that. Oh, so you're welcome. You're welcome, Jets fan. And you don't understand like how like that moves me. Like that's what matters to me. Like my ability to influence people with just words and saying it in a way that resonates with them, that they take action. And I told him, I go, one day we'll be talking about this. Like, remember that time 10 years ago when you were said, now you're flying an airplane? You know what I mean? That's the kind of conversation we're going to be having. Hey, Tommy Norman, good to see you. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. I solely believe in that. I know that's a biblical principle, but I completely believe in that. Hey, Gerald, good to see you. So Jets fan, that kind of moved me and I wanted to share that story real quick. So real quick, let me tell you who I am. If you're new to my scope, do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat box. In addition to that, if you're not new, and you've seen my scopes before, obviously, and you like some of the things I talk about, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. I need you guys to share the broadcast, swipe up or right, depending on what you're doing, and share the broadcast with your friends and your family and everybody else that you know to get people into the scope. Jets fan. Straight gal, good to see you. Thanks for being in here. I welcome you in here. I'm going to check that out, Tara Tate. I will try. I'll check it out. If you can, send me a link to it or something. That'll make it easier. Ozzy Motivates, thanks for being in here. Do me a favor and share the broadcast. Swipe up, swipe left. Invite your friends on Twitter, your followers on Twitter, and invite your followers on Periscope. Let's get people in here. My goal is simple. It's to not only share experiences that I have and wisdom and to interact with you guys, but also maybe give you guys the little bit of nutrients that you need so you can plant your seed. The seed is already yours. All I'm doing is I'm the Scott's fertilizer. I'm going to come in and you can plant that seed and hopefully your garden will grow. And if your garden can grow, you can get to the level in which you need to live your life. Again, people are dying left and right. People die every day. And so when I just started, Nicole, you're not late. You are always on time. And so with that being said, what's really important is that we help, that we kind of work together and empower and encourage each other, because we can start a movement together towards where we want to live and the life we want to have, right? So that's the reason why I try to get people to invite people into the scope. Now, with that being said, my name is Ebongeka. I'm a certified public accountant in the Washington, D.C. area. I'm also the author of the best-selling business book, Start Me Up, The No Business Plan, Business Plan. It can be found on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. You can also get a signed copy from me at startmeupbook.com. In addition to that, I'm the founder of Economics, where we focus on your mission, your mindset, and your money. And I work with individuals in small business space to help them brand their message, but also market their message, set their pricing, raise their pricing so they can maximize their profits in addition to other revenue-generating activities. And there's some motivational part in there as well, but for the most part, the mindset has to be there. So I appreciate you guys sharing and following. Thank you, Nicole Hawk, for sliding in here. It's good to see you. Now, today I want to talk about why is that saying the apple, one apple can't spoil the bunch? But do you realize that in reality it's true? Hey, Beth Hoover, good to see you in here. One apple scientifically spoils the bunch for others. So there's something that happens when a piece of fruit ripens and starts to decay or deteriorate. What happens is it releases a chemical called ethylene. And what happens with ethylene is ethylene affects JC Limitless, my man. Check out JC Limitless. He is like going crazy. He's going crazy on Periscope, online. He's a Periscope Summit speaker. He's another guy whose content I value. So, check him out as well. He's doing a lot of great things. He always has awesome scopes and, motivational as well. Again, we're all here to support each other. I love what he's doing. A great dude. So, check him out when you get a chance and, follow him and, find out when he scopes next, because he's prolific. Prolific is limitless. Literally, there's no limit. So what happens when apples, as an example, when apples start spoiling, they release a chemical called ethylene. Okay. The thing what ethylene does is when there's other biological organisms right next to it, or there's other fruit right next to it, what ends up happening is this. The ethylene ripens the other fruits, right? The ethylene speeds up the other fruits. Yes, we need to fly out and do something together, man. That'd be great, JC. I love this. That'd be awesome. And so what ends up happening is once an apple's in a bunch of other apples, you notice that when you buy a bunch of bananas, one starts ripening, one's a little bit more ripe than the others. Sooner or later, everything starts to ripen quickly. So what happens is when one fruit starts ripening quickly, it releases ethylene. And if it's too close to the other fruits, it starts to rot the others. Now, what is that? Clementine's an example. This is partially why I thought about this. Because when you buy a box of clementines and you leave them in one place, they spoil relatively quickly. And so, I had a conversation with Lo. Her clementines were rotting. Hers always died within days. She had apples together in a little container. They all died within literally 2 days. They're literally completely soggy, a rotten mess. And so this is the key. How do you apply that scientific biological principle to your daily life? Jim Rohn always says, you are the average of your 5 closest friends. There's a reason why that is a saying. There's a reason why that's a saying. There's a reason why you are who your friends are. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Flock of geese. There's a reason why these terms exist, because there's energy in the people you spend your time with. So even apples have the same problem. If an apple is with another apple that's ripened too quickly, it will die quickly. So your dreams and goals will die quickly. If you're with people, spend time with people who are dream killers. If you spend your time with people who aren't enriching your life positively. I'm not saying they're doing anything for you, but being around them is a spiritual uplifting experience. That's what you want to have in your life. I'm not saying you're going to go through bad times. You're not going to go through bad times. You're not going to suffer. It's going to happen. But we all know people that every time you talk to them, it's a negative story coming out. Every time you talk to them, it's a bad relationship that they're going through. They're complaining about something. Every time you see their Facebook feed, it's some negative nonsense. They're talking about some stuff that's happening to them. They're talking about how they're being done wrong. They're talking about how they hate somebody or dislike somebody. It's a negative undertone. They're cynical. They're always critical. Everything else. Exactly, JC. Everything is energy. So the same thing applies. So exactly, you've got people in your life who are spoiling your bunch, who are derailing your ability to move towards something. They're giving you little nuggets of information, which nuggets of bullshit that really don't empower or enrich you. They're giving you advice based on things they heard and read, not on things that they've accomplished or things that they've tried to do, right? And so I try to learn from people who failed and people who've done well. And so you can learn almost the same amount. You can learn what to do and what not to do. But what's key is you decide who you spend your time with. And look, family can be the same. Family can be part of that bunch. Don't get it twisted. Because they're blood doesn't mean you got to suffer. Doesn't mean doesn't mean you're stuck in a life of quitting and mediocrity and sadness just because they're family members. Again, you have a responsibility to yourself, to your emotional ecosystem. Success doesn't come overnight. Exactly. Success doesn't come overnight. But what will happen is you'll find people who will start planting this narrative in your head that they think that it does, right? Those same people will think that, you starting your business, you growing your business, you doing whatever you're doing in your business is an absolute waste of time, because the only way to make money, the only way to grow your business is to grow your life, is to go work somewhere for 30 years and hopefully they don't fire you. But you're seeing it every single day. Big companies that we've heard of are laying people off like crazy. It's an economic engine. That's what happens. You can't blame the company. You should blame yourself. You didn't skill up. Everybody has gone through some adversity at some point in time. The thing is, when you take full responsibility for what happens to you, that is literally the highest form of maturity. When you take full responsibility for what happens to you, you start to look in the mirror and it forces you to make a decision to what to do next. We've all gone through that. I've been laid off before too. I was angry for a week. After that, I had to take full responsibility. I can say it's the economy, partially. Maybe I didn't skill up enough to be able to differentiate myself when the economy went south. Either way, it doesn't matter. It happens, right? And that's when I started becoming more of a stoic, thinking I'm at the cause of what happens to me rather than the effect. It doesn't matter what happens at some point in time. What matters is what you're going to do about it. So if you got people in your life who are apples, they're starting to rot, they're starting to smell, they're talking crazy, you need to get rid of that bunch. So that's why when you separate it, what happens is if you put fruit in a brown paper bag, in a brown bag, if you're trying to ripen something quicker, you put all the fruit together so then it ripens quicker, mainly because the ethylene is in close proximity. If you're trying to avoid something from ripening, what do? You separate it from the fruit that's rotting. You throw the fruit that's rotting out into the wilderness so that the vermin and the deer and everybody else can eat it. You see what I'm saying to you? So if you're in a situation in your life that you want to get to another level and you're stuck someplace, and you're looking in the mirror, and the people who are in your life are constantly talking about the same thing. They're working for the weekend. They want to go party. They don't understand when you want to stay in on a Friday night so you can read and then watch Shark Tank. They don't understand when you're reading a book on a Sunday afternoon instead of going to the football game. They don't understand when they're asking you, how come you don't want to come to happy hour? And you say, I have to go take this class, or I got to go read this book, or I have to go learn this new skill. They don't understand that stuff. When they don't understand that stuff, that's when you need to start start evaluating, are these spoiled apples? Are these rotten bananas? What kind of fruit do I have in my life? How am I supposed to have good fruit in my life when I'm hanging around negative fruit that should be thrown away with the recycling? That's all I got to say, guys. Yes, yeah, Carla, I love Shark Tank. Elo and I, we watch it all the time. I watch reruns. I even watch Dragon's Den, which is a Canadian version, just because I like that format so much. I think so many people learn about it. And one thing I want to say as an aside, with regards to Canada and Shark Tank, I love The Prophet too. And it's sunny. It is sunny there. No snow, but it is sunny. Yeah, you're in Detroit. Yikes. And so the thing was, this is the one thing I want to make, because I talked about earlier about me becoming an American citizen very soon. And there's one major difference I want to put forth. I saw it in a television show. Dragon's Den, right? Thank you so much, Seth. Dragon's Den is a Canadian version of Shark Tank, and it came first. Actually, the guy who did Dragon's Den is also the one who does Shark Tank, Mark Barnett. And the Canadian version is different in a multitude of ways, but one of the main reasons. How you feeling, Keith Maurice? Good to see you. Good to see you in, bro. The main difference is, in Dragon's Den, the people come with ideas. A lot of them are harebrained, right? And they're not really, no one's really taught the entrepreneurial process, right? Can you talk a little bit slower? You're right, Tekken. Maybe I can. My bad. Yes, Nigerian, definitely Nigerian. Sorry about that, bro. If you can't understand that, you know what I do need to talk a little bit slower. That's a very good point. And so with Dragon's Den, the people who come into the Dragon's Den, whatever, their ideas are kind of harebrained. They're not really, real companies. But in Shark Tank, they literally come in Shark Tank. They come in with ideas that a lot of them tend to be companies. They're formed. They're taking steps towards it. They've learned entrepreneurship along the journey. There's something that's a little bit different, right? Something that's a little bit different that's happening. And so that's what I love about this country. This is a place in the world. As much people can hate whatever they want. You can dislike. Exactly. The process actually qualifies you. Exactly, Tommy. You can. Thank you, Lingerie. You can, people dislike what's going on in your community. You can like all the political stuff that's happening. I understand all that stuff. But out of any country in the world, this is one of the best countries to live in. The ability to live, to do what you want, be what you want, to have what you want, the ability to inspire, the ability to do whatever you want to do, the ability to start something from scratch and become a successful person. Exactly. People misinterpret the process. I agree. The American dream. See, the thing is this, the American dream is not promised to you. And when people start talking from an entitlement perspective, they're already lost. The American dream is an opportunity. Opportunity denotes effort. So when there's an opportunity for something, it requires you to play a role in it. And your role means you got to work and do something about getting maximizing that opportunity. And I've lived in other countries. It's not the same. I've lived in Europe. I've spent time in Asia. I've born and raised in Canada. I've lived in Nigeria, lived in Africa. I've seen a lot of different things. This is one of the best countries in the world. I would say the best country in the world for me personally. But I still love Canada because that's the place where I live. So I was born there, so I love that place. But with that being said, America is a place where you can. Yeah, I lived everywhere, Jets fan. I've been everywhere, man. Living in this country gives you so much opportunity, but it's only an opportunity if you actually see it as such. Hey, Deadbeat Docs, I agree. You've been to Nigeria, Carla? That's awesome. I was families from the southeast part of Nigeria. It's called Akwa Ibom State. We're from Uyo. Our family's from Uyo. Opportunity like no other. Exactly. So I love this country, guys. I want to challenge you guys again to take a look at the apples you have next to you, the apples that are in your bunch, right? And take a look and see what's rotting you. For Humanities. Hey, For Humanities. I want to give For Humanities a shout. Your husband's Yoruba? Oh, that's awesome, Carla. That's so cool. That's so cool. Welcome to the family. I want to give For Humanities a shout out real quick. She does socially conscious focused teas, right? And you know, I don't want to go into your business too much, Humanities, but I know what I will say is this. I want everybody to give her hearts, give her prayers. She's battling through something and she's kicking its ass, and I want to inspire her. I want to give her, I want us to give her the motivation, inspiration, to kick the world, to kick the ass out of the world so that she can like fight and keep doing what she's doing. And so and also we're trying to support her. I love what she's trying to do. She does socially conscious t-shirts. But in addition to that, every day for everybody it's a grind. But I'm glad that you're in here For Humanities. So I'll only talk about what you allow me to. So I won't go too quickly. I won't go too deeply into it. But with that being said, and so in general, I get a little excited sometimes when I start talking, and so I get excited. So yes, opportunities require action. Great opportunities require great action. Exactly, Janice. I love it. I love it. You guys are phenomenal. Yulon, True No Lies, he's in Bridgeport, Connecticut. He's trying to make changes in his life. Amazing scopes. I love it. Aries Simplicity, good to see you here as well. Nicole Hawk, JKBE, man, it's so good. It's good to see you in here. I really appreciate you taking the time to be in here. You are a medically retired Army vet. That is awesome. Thank you for your service, sir. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your service. I am taking on new clients as a CPA, Deadbeat Docs. You can reach out to me at info@ebongeka.com. info at my first and last name.com. That's just my email address. Because we also have a tax practice that we do around this time. So we do taxes. So yeah, we can definitely talk. Thank you so much, Tommy Norman. What does a CPA do, Jets fan? CPA is a certified public accountant. So CPA does a multitude of things. Yes, that's it. That's perfect. That's my email address, Deadbeat Docs. So a CPA does, you have to take a test, which is pretty hard. You got to pass the exam, and then you're licensed in your state the scarf's right here. You're licensed in your state to do accounting, tax, and a bunch of different things. So you can do accounting and tax without having to be licensed, but the licensing gives you a separate, gives you another level of, and we're regulated by the state. So every year I gotta take certain courses. I gotta do whatever else to be, as an accountant. And also too, there's also, thank you so much, Bertrand. You're phenomenal, man. I always love your picture. You're awesome. I wanted to also give another shout out. I am not kind of number crunchy, but I a little creative side too. Keith Maurice is another good dude. People should check out. He created something. We talked about it when he was starting it, and I feel like I'm watching a rose blossom. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm watching something blossom. And it's starting to grow. He's starting to, that's the main thing about when you start a business. Are you able to convince other people to buy from you, work with you, to engage with you? So I'm really, really excited for him. He has something called playforstuff.com. And basically he does game shows. He's like the Black Bob Barker. Remember Bob Barker from The Price is Right? He's like the Black Bob Barker. So yeah, so it's crazy. Yeah, I know. We all grown through it. So I'm really happy for him. You could play for things. Literally, it's called playforstuff.com. And you can play for, prizes like, stands for your scopes and other stuff and gift cards. And he has sponsors that are coming in now. And so seeing this starting to grow, it's like, it's phenomenal, man. Yeah, you are, Keith Maurice. You are the Black Bob Barker. So it's the scene. He's like another game show network on live streaming. So seeing that stuff starting to blossom up, it's exciting for somebody. It's always exciting to be part of somebody else's journey. So that's kind of why I'm giving a shout out. Taj Cosmetic, thanks for being in here. You are phenomenal. Thanks for sharing. Guys, I love you guys. You guys are great. I got to get out of here. I said I was going to spend a little bit of time, but I spent 30 minutes. Like Lo said, I talk very long. Thanks For Humanities. You got kicked out. My day's going well. You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much, Jay, for your service. E. Nicole, thanks for being in here. Deadbeat Docs, we'll talk soon. Aries Simplicity, Seth Goldstein, good to see you. We'll talk soon. Thank you so much, Jets fan. My email address, Aries, is info at ebongeka.com. Thank you, Carla. We're going to talk. I'm reviewing everything this week with you, so we'll definitely talk. I'm going to be traveling this weekend, but we'll definitely I'll make sure I talk to you when I have something more. Thank you so much, Lo, for sharing my email address. Yeah, you go to. I didn't know you were going to Summit, Keith. I thought about going to Summit, but I didn't. I couldn't swing it. I'm doing something else. So everybody else, thanks so much. You guys are phenomenal. Let's be great today. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. People are looking forward to the weekend so they can have a martini on Friday. I wish it was Monday again because I want more time. That's all I'm trying to do. So let's all grind and work hard and let's get everything we want to get in this life.